Okay, lesson 4. We talked about the 3 layers, and we've talked about the pentatonics and the diatonics. Now let's talk about arpeggios. And I hope by now you've heard of the caged system. If you don't completely know what it is, we're going to dig into it a little bit, but just a quick overview. There are 5 basic chord shapes from which all other chords on the guitar can be traced. There's the C shape, the A shape, the G shape, the E shape, and the D shape. Okay? I once did a book for Hal Leonard called The Picture Chord Encyclopedia. It had a couple thousand pictures of my left hand playing all kinds of crazy chords, but all of those chords and all the other chords you can build on the guitar can be traced back to one of those 5 chords: C, A, G, E, or D, caged, and hence the caged system. Now the caged system is important not just for chord playing, but for lead guitar playing and for melody playing as well. You need to work on these things. You're going to want to work on these things and know them from all the different aspects, okay? All right, I want to talk about the arpeggios here. The arpeggios, once you get them figured out, they lay right over the top of all your scale patterns. So you'll need to find ways to do that. You will find ways, and in this course during the weeks ahead, I will show you how they fit. But let's just take a quick look at this. I'm just going to talk about the theory of this. I'll let you go ahead and digest everything that's on the web page and work on all those examples. But if I take a C chord, just a basic C-shaped C chord, and I think about the notes, I've got C, E, the open G string, the note C, and the open E string. Those are the notes that make up a C chord, a C major chord, C, E, G. Some of them are repeated, but there's only 3 different ones, C, E, and G. And in this shape, the arpeggio is that simple little thing. I want to take this shape, though. I'm going to move it up the neck. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to shift over to playing this with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, which isn't so easy to do, but you can get it if you work on it, and you might want to make sure you can do this. There's times when you do need to take that shape and play it as a bar chord, okay, up and down the neck. I'm going to move it way up the neck here, though, and I'm going to show you the true arpeggio shape that you really want to learn with this. And it doesn't really just start with that C note that we're on. It's going to start over here. Remember, the notes were C, E, and G. Any place I have a C, E, or G is part of the arpeggio. So here's an E, here's a G, then we've got our C, E, G, C, E, and a G on top of that. You see how I've used all 6 strings, and I've played every one of the arpeggio tones that's within reach at that point. You want to get used to that pattern. You want to know that C pattern inside and out, the arpeggio pattern. You want to also go back and learn the other arpeggios for the other caged shapes, the A shape, the G, the E, the D. Gradually work on them until you've got them figured out and memorized up and down the fretboard. And in the weeks ahead, I'll start showing you more and more ways to interject these with your guitar soloing, to use them as that 3rd layer as they apply with the pentatonic and the diatonic scales. When I'm soloing, I'll be playing perhaps in a pentatonic scale pattern, but at the same time, I'm very aware of where the arpeggio tones are within that pattern for the chord that I'm soloing over. If my band is playing an A minor chord, I know where the A minor arpeggio notes are within my pentatonic scale pattern or my diatonic scale pattern. And as soon as that band shifts over to, let's say, a D chord, I know where the arpeggio tones are for that as well. And by knowing those things, you can really start to build more sophisticated solos. Again, the 3 layers: pentatonic, diatonic, arpeggios. You want to get all that worked out. All right, that's enough for this week. Have fun.